Hello my friends, this is Shrek the One-Eyed Gamer, and today my friends, the gameplay you're watching in the background, first of all, we're here in the map Pod, one of the new Apocalypse maps, playing some hardcore domination. That's my go-to kind of game mode for just now, good old domination. I'm having a lot of joy and a lot of good fun playing domination. It's been a good change my friends. It's just a little swarm gameplay for you, running with the M27, I think it was like a 60 plus kill game or something like that. But it was alright, but on with today my friends, the youth of today, the youth culture of today. Is shocking. The youths of today are fucking. There's no words for it. They're just so different. Even to when I was younger. I mean, that wasn't a long time ago. Even though a lot of people don't believe how old I am. We had this conversation. I was online with a few of the troops. The weekend there, I believe it was. We're playing some Minecraft, and they didn't believe that I was 24 years old. Now, if they were just pissing about, if they were just kind of having fun with me, and trying to think of the fact that I was older, then that's fine. But I am actually 24. Okay, I promise. I'll show you my birth certificate if you wish. But yeah, the youth have changed an awful lot from when I was youth. Now it's going from like the ages of like 14 up to like 20. That is young. The teen years, your rebellion years, when you got up to shit, when you do stuff, when you're kind of bad and you got up to mischief, that's fine. I did it. But what these guys and these kids are doing nowadays to get up to mischief and to do shit that's bad is very much different from when I was younger. I mean, when I was younger, we used to we would cause havoc on a golf course. We would set bushes on fire. I was a bit of an arsonist. Growing up, I liked to burn shit. And we used to pester people's homes, just chap their doors and run away. These types of things. Kids nowadays, they're heavy on drugs, heavy on drink, and it's beyond a joke. When I was growing up, I started drinking when I was 16, and I never used to go and sit. I don't know what it's like in America and stuff. I don't know how the youth and stuff their kind of work. But here in the UK especially, the kids, they'll go about their Friday, Saturday night. They'll walk about the streets with a bottle of vodka or something, or in their back pocket, or whatever's cheap, bottle of cider, or something stupid like that, and they'll walk about the streets drinking. And when I used to do it, as soon as I turned 16, I went to the pub. Basically, I went out with my friends. All my friends were always older. My friends back then, they were all mid-20s anyway. When I started hanging around with them, because I worked with them at the time, and they're still my friends for today. They're all pushing. They're over 30 now. Onions. But when I used to go to the pub, I would drink heavily. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would go staggering home and stuff like that. But that was it. I would go out, have a drink, have a good time. Shoot some pool or whatever. And then I would go home, and that would be it. But the youths of today, there are a lot. I still obviously go to the pub. Most weekends I'll go with my wife, and we'll sit and have a drink, and we'll socialise, and we'll socialise with ourselves. I don't usually socialise with other people because I don't want to talk to them. But we'll go out and have a drink, and we'll have a nice time, and then we'll go home. But there's a few bars and places where I live that we don't go near. Just because it's overpopulated with young people. And they're young. The youngest people I ever seen was a group of girls, and they were 14. 14-year-old going into pubs and drinking and doing drugs and shit like that. Well, I didn't see them doing drugs, but I can only assume that they were. But just because they're all dolled up, all the girls of the youth of today, they're just slapped up, hundreds and hundreds of makeup, aka war paint, and they've just got hundreds of it on. They tried to make themselves look older, just so they can do stuff like drinking and all this kind of stuff. It's you're young. Just enjoy your young time. Just do regular young people shit. Don't go about doing drinking and drugs. If kids drink, fine, drink. I don't. Drinking is not the worst thing in the world if you can handle it. If you know your limits, if you can, kind of pace yourself at somewhat. But unfortunately, the people of today cannot handle their drink, and fights break out. Fights are fucking, a regular occurrence. Stabbings and lassies using their shoes as weapons. The big massive high heel shit. Guys getting stabbed and shit with heels. It has happened. It's happened where I live. It's a regular occurrence. And it's just what the fuck? Come on. just enjoy yourself, do other things. But I think just because everyone is in such a hurry nowadays to grow up, everyone's in such a hurry to be older, everyone wants to be an adult. But all these kids, they might think they're adults by doing this stuff, but they really aren't. They're like just immature little children. And the drug abuse that is going about nowadays, I know I sound like some kind of preacher kind of guy, like I'm some kind of father figure here, but the drug abuse. I mean, when I was growing up, there were young people who took drugs. It never appealed to me to take drugs in any way, shape, or form. It didn't occur to me whatsoever. But it used to be kids would smoke like hash or like marijuana, whatever you want to call it. And that's like the lowest of the low, basically. Which I accept. You want to do hash, whatever, blah blah, smoke that shit, whatever. Most probably about 85% of the world's population smoke that shit. But nowadays it's like cocaine and ecstasy and like stuff that can cause serious damage, and stuff that can really hurt you and fuck you up in weird ways. And I know on a personal level, just what drugs can do to you and how it can really turn a person into shit and cause lots of problems. So I'm not going to talk about it because it's actually family related, but I'm not going to talk about that stuff. But it's just like you're seeing it firsthand, what it does to you. You're like, come on, why don't you have a life? And I mean, the final thought I'll leave you to, my friends, a lot of young girls nowadays, they'll come out of school and then the first thing they can think of that they want to do with their lives is have a child. I mean, never in a million years would I or any girl that I knew growing up at the age 14, 15, 16, did they want to have kids. It baffles me, my friends. I really don't know. I probably will do a part 2 of this, I think, because I do have a little bit more to say. I didn't want to make the video too long, ramble on about it. So let me know your thoughts, first of all. If you want to hear more about this subject, let me know your thoughts as well, and I'll see you all later.